Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Hope you're doing fantastic, inshallah. Today, we're very excited to talk about the Muslim Mental Health Conference, the 15th annual one that's coming up on March 10th and 11th, 2023. Today, we have Dr. Abbasi, Dr. Farha Abbasi from the Department of Psychiatry, a professor there in the Michigan State University, and also the director of the Muslim Mental Health Conference and the Consortium. So, welcome, Dr. Farha Abbasi.
Thank you so much, Omar.
How are you doing today?
Doing well, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. We are very excited, mashallah. Like I was there last year in person and it was our first time and it was just really felt like a beautiful Muslim mental health family kind of coming together because sometimes you're in a niche area, you're doing Muslim mental health work, Islamic psychology work sometimes, and you feel like you're doing niche work, but you come there and it's truly like a family. So we're very excited, inshallah, to come back this year. We have a booth there as well. So inshallah, excited to be there in person. But for those of the people watching that are not familiar with the Muslim Mental Health Conference, like how would you introduce it? How did it get started? What is it? Like how can they benefit from it, inshallah?
Sure. So first of all, Umar, you have been an amazing addition to the Muslim mental health family, as I consider that. So the conference is very unique. It's the only conference of its kind in the world. It has been replicated in Canada now, and I think there is one similar happening in California. But annual Muslim Mental Health Conference that we host is very unique in its nature. When I say that, I mean it's very academic. We are presenting highest possible research in the field, which is peer-reviewed, goes through a scientific planning committee, and then the final presentations are selected. But it still has a very religious flavor because it's it caters to the need of a faith-based community. So very religious in its sensibility. Very academic and scientific in its presentations. But the best part of the conference is like when it has become a safe place for all of us who are in the field of mental health. It's interdisciplinary, but when we get there, it's like connecting to your roots, connecting to a family, because I think all of us, we were doing this work in silos. And we felt very vulnerable. We felt very isolated. We were not even sure what we are doing is kind of have any validity or is needed, So the idea behind the conference was to create that platform, to create that safe place where we all come together. We kind of support each other's work. We learn from each other. We grow together. And the goals of improving the resiliency of the community are met.
MashaAllah, that's beautiful. And it really like resonate with what you're saying because last year it really felt like that. It really felt like and just the knowledge sharing as well that happens, the networking that happens there, it's inspiring just to be in the environment. So inshallah, I'm very excited to come back this year. And like this year, I think is special as well, right? It's the 15th annual one, and as well, like we have honoring legacies, reflecting on progress, and envisioning new horizons. Like what's in store, inshallah? What can people expect for this year?
So, alhamdulillah, this year it was amazing. We got 150 abstracts from 30 countries. To me, that in itself already is how you define success. I think it was very humbling and overwhelming as a planning committee to finalize the program. And so, alhamdulillah, we now have 2 days conference with almost 5 parallel sessions happening every day, from latest research to trainings to community conversations to latest books published in the field, from mentoring sessions to I think networking sessions. We have tried to bring all that together. But because it's special, it's 15th year, we also have multiple other events added. Like we have Narrative of Pains, where we come together in a safe place to share our experiences. So it's a storytelling evening, but it's one of the most healing part of the conference, is going through that experience together. Then we have the gala celebrations happening. We have the imams training happening, but also another piece that is unique to this year is that Michigan State University Library is going to have an exhibit. So in that exhibit, we are talking about the journey of the Muslim mental health, but basically we are also highlighting all the books that have been published in this field lately.
Mashallah, that's amazing. And mashallah, there's so much happening. There's a lot to gain. So inshallah, this video really is to invite everyone as well to come and join us, inshallah, there in person and virtually as well. And narratives of pain as well. Last year I was there, like it was just beautiful. There's a lot of Muslim mental health professionals, and sometimes you don't have that space to kind of come together and discuss your own struggles. Because I was speaking with Dr. Moreda the other day, and he had a book called The Wounded Healers, because they're healing others, and they might sometimes need that healing too. So it was beautiful to see that, inshallah, to see that come back this year. And I'm sure like
Absolutely.
150 abstracts, mashallah, that's a lot. Like I'm sure it takes a lot of time and effort to go get through all of them, organize the whole full schedule that you have planned. So I'm sure like there's like a big team involved. Like can you give us a bit more like in the behind the scenes, like who's involved, who's running this conference, how does it all come together?
So yes, it's basically still hosted by Michigan State. They support it. It's the only conference that I never had to write a grant for. It's all supported by Michigan State. It's a pure Spartan event. But now this year we have a lot of organizations, groups stepping up and partnering with us, which is really exciting to see. So in a lot of ways, conferences has become sustainable in that way. But it's still a work of love and passion, and it is voluntary based driven conference. So yes, I am at Michigan State, and Michigan State does provide me with one support, which is amazing. Mary Firdausi, she's the coordinator who keeps everything together. I also like to refer to her secretly as my left brain. So she keeps me organized and on spot and keep the conference moving. But mainly the amazing team that really makes it work and come together and make this vision turn into a reality is the team of volunteers that come. And alhamdulillah, we had like 35, 40 volunteers this year. Some of them come back every year, and I'm so grateful. They are part of the family. And some of them are new, but this year we have a lot of new volunteers coming in, and I'm just so amazed the hours and hours of work they are putting behind to make this conference happen, because this is now hybrid, right? So we will have in-person conference happening, and then we would have the virtual part happening. So it's a lot of technology that has to come through. We have VOVA app, which is again another significant thing. We have our own app, we have our own social media, and it's all being it's an really a product of love, compassion, and hard work of these volunteers, and I'm really proud of them.
Mashallah, that's beautiful to see, and it's really like the thoughts that go behind it. It's very thoughtfully designed. Every single program, even being an attendee last year, I would say like it was one of the most well-run conferences in terms of being on time, and like everything's flowing so smoothly. So mashallah, definitely the volunteers, the whole team behind the scenes as well, yourself, Mary, everyone else involved. May Allah bless you and increase you, inshallah.
And like, so there are some pillars of the conference that I consider them. So we have Halim Naim. I'm sure you have met the amazing Halim Naim. And once I bake the cake, he's the one then putting the icing and carrying it through. So then we have Hamad, who does the VOVA app and is one of the coordinators this year. Sana Ali is heading the volunteers team. And we also, it's just amazing, the team, how it has come through. We
MashaAllah.
have Shehbaz. This is going to be Shehbaz's second year. He's coming back to the conference. He's also helping run like he's one of the coordinators too. So it's
Nice.
just amazing for me. Then we have Zain Shamoun coming back
Mm-hmm.
with the narrative of pain. Then
Yeah.
we also have our community partner, Institute of Muslim Mental Health, and Hamada Hamid.
Yeah.
But this year, the scientific planning committee, oh my God, they are amazing. Mona Amir, Bhumi, and we have Hanan, we have Sister Anisa Nadir, Nissa, and Catherine. I mean, just
MashaAllah.
amazing team.
Goes on and on. MashaAllah. It's amazing. Honestly, this is again why I'm very excited about the conference, because even last year, just being there in the presence, like for example, I remember clearly Dr. Hamada was there, and like, just sharing his advice. We had a whole circle with new graduate interns, kind of like working on their own thesis, their own projects, and he was just sharing feedback, and there was this like dynamic mentorship happening right there. So inshallah, with all the new members coming together this year, inshallah, I'm sure that's going to be even more amplified. So very excited. And like I heard this year there's something special as well for returning attendees. Like just a spoiler alert, the gala. I heard there's a gala coming up as well. Can you tell us a
Yes.
bit more about what's in store there?
So the gala was going to be a red carpet affair, and we were really going out for it. But you must have heard the latest shooting incidents that happened at Michigan State University. So we are gonna kind of take that and be cognizant of that. But we still want to honor our volunteers. We also want to celebrate and come together, because 15 years of a conference, it's just did become one of the longest running conferences in the country. We are offering CMEs, CEUs, which is at par with any other professional conference. But the gala, I think I'm really excited that it's also a lot of people behind the scene who has supported the conference, like American Psychiatric Association Foundation. They are coming. We have amazing Reverend Q as one of the keynote speakers. She's the director of Faith-Based Community Partnership, Human and Health Services. She's a White House staffer. She has been such a support to the work, to the conference. I'm very excited to have her come back. And they're coming to Michigan for the first time, so I'm really excited. My own vice president of the university, Jabbar Bennett, is gonna be there. It's just really friends, allies, volunteers. It's like, what I consider Muslim mental health family. They're all gonna be there.
Oh, that's beautiful, and it was really beautiful to see the interfaith work as well happening in this space, right? Because there's definitely intersectionality with religion here, and having other people from other faith groups as well and coming in learning it's also beautiful to see that.
And also, I must add, the Consul General of Pakistan in Chicago,
Nice.
he's another keynote. He's coming too.
MashaAllah, fantastic. It's actually also amazing to see the diversity of like professionals that are coming in. It's not just like mental health professionals and that's it, right? Like you're bringing in speakers from all across all different dimensions from our community. So it's beautiful. And like even last year, like MashaAllah, Imam Zaid Shakir showed up. That was amazing just to see,
Yeah.
being in person there. This year as well, I heard there's something special coming up for imams and community spiritual leaders as well. What's happening there?
So we are offering the first aid mental health training and certification to the imams, and we are anticipating at least 25 Southeast Michigan imams to participate. But we also, it's open to not only faith leaders but community leaders to get this certification. So I'm really excited about that. We also have de-escalation training happening from NAMI, that's also there. So a lot of trainings.
So I guess maybe at the end, then, is there anything else you would like to add? Anything else to share in this invitation to people that you feel like you didn't cover yet?
I would just say this, not because I'm part and parcel of this conference, but in all sincerity, I would highly recommend for everyone to come and attend it in person or virtually. It's still the most unique experience that you will ever have. Um, and it cannot be, I cannot capture it in words. You have to experience it. So I would highly recommend that. Please, if you haven't registered, please look into it. You can do it virtually, or we would be more than happy to welcome you in person and host you. Also, even if you have attended it for, let's say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or if you have come and been there, you already are part of this growing family. So utilize it. The resources are huge, numerous. I know we have so many unmet needs. There are still so many areas that we have not been able to address. And you bringing that fresh voice, those opinions, those matter, those feedback matters. So please come join us.
Absolutely, and I can definitely attest to everything Dr. Farha said. Like it's a beautiful experience. Definitely something not to miss. I remember actually last year I was the only one attended that in person, and Humaira, my co-founder, she joined online. And I was driving back right after the conference. I was just sharing updates from the conference with her. I was like, we should definitely come back every single year to this conference. So inshallah, we're very excited to be back, and would love to inshallah see all of you that are watching this, to see you in person. Hopefully, come by, say salam. I would love to see you there. And finally, Dr. Farha, like,
Can I just quickly add something?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
given the theme that legacies, and then bringing to the present, and then connecting it to the future, that's
Yeah.
where your work is so innovative. That's why apps like Rue are so needed, and that's, I think, is the most exciting part for me, that you are bringing that future to us.
Jazakallah khair. No, we really appreciate the kind words. And we actually, honestly, last year, just being there, I was just inspired to see all the amazing work like leaders like yourself have done, right? We're literally just following in the footsteps, inshallah, with your advice, mentorship will, inshallah, grow and help benefit the community, adding to the impact that you're making already. So please keep us in your du'as as well, inshallah. Oh yeah, we're speaking of which, we are very excited actually to officially launch. We didn't ever have our marketing launch, so we're excited to officially launch at the Muslim Mental Health Conference this year. So we'd love to actually, of course, invite everyone watching this as well to come by, our table, meet us, say salam. I'd love to talk to you as well.
Can
And
I
inshallah,
actually you just reminded me of something else,
yeah,
and I'm sorry, there's just so much
yeah,
happening around the conference that I
I know,
forgot.
I'm sure.
One important piece is the Friday khutbah and prayers that always happen at the conference. We always have a faith leader or a mental health leader that combine and do these amazing khutbahs. So that in itself is a highlight, that Imam Suhail from East Lansing Islamic Center, has done this mental health training, understands the lens of mental health, and how he brings it to religion. It's just amazing and worth listening to. So inshallah, on prayer, talking about prayers, we would be listening to Friday khutbah and saying our prayers together as well.
Awesome, mashallah. So I mean, everything's kind of cared for. Like you don't have to even leave the conference to go for Jama. Everything's there, right in the spot. Inshallah, it's amazing. Jazakallah khair, honestly, like for putting it all together and organizing everything. Allah, now let's say everyone's excited, ready to go. Inshallah, how did they register? How did they keep in touch with the conference?
I can share the link with you, and maybe you can add that.
Absolutely. So for sure. We'll share the link with everyone so you'll see the link in the description of this video. Feel free to join us online or in person. Ideally, come to Salam. We'll be right beside the registration booth, inshallah, at the conference. So it's March 10th, 11th, 2023. See you there, inshallah. Thank you so much for your time today.